My parents both grew up on cherry farms out on Old Mission. My dad's parents were mostly absentee landowners, so he was the first generation to really actively farm the land, which I think has always given us sort of a different perspective than a lot of other people have as relative newcomers. His farm has been in our family for 4 generations. I believe my mom's family's farm has been in the family for 5 or 6 generations. I was really taken off guard the first time I sat on a succession panel because I was the first panelist up to speak, and I was asked what we had done sort of to begin farm transition on our farm. And I was thinking along the lines of formal legal transition of the farm from one generation to another. And the question really sort of caught me off guard. But then after the panel, which was almost 2 years ago now, I started to think about it, and we've done an incredible amount of work already toward transitioning the farm from my parents to my sister and I already, just in terms of preparing my sister and I to administer the farm as well as to do operations. I think no matter what kind of farm you're looking at, that's a pretty pervasive problem in agriculture. The new generation often learns how to do all of the work on the farm, but they don't necessarily learn how to do the administrative work in the office or how to plan big multi-year projects. And my parents have really brought us into the fold with that kind of thing, which helps a lot. And then we've also, I think, done a really good job of training some of our staff to really manage in addition to just doing work on the farm. So we have a really important part of our succession plan is having really excellent staff. My parents still own their farm, and I think at this point my sister and I are really looking at how we want to get into it. We both grow cherries and apples, but we're a little bit different from a lot of farms in the area in that our main activity really now is packing fresh sweet cherries and apples. So about a year ago I bought a new apple packing line for the farm, and I think a lot of the transition will be bringing those pieces in addition to what we already have in place. My purpose for being here today is to talk a little bit about how important the Purchase of Development Rights program on Old Mission has been to our family and our farm's ability to really sustain itself over time. And I think when you're thinking about transition, one of the important things to think about is to make the transition equitable for both the buyer and the seller, whether they're related or not. You need to try to build the value of the farm above the value of the land. And that's what we've been really working on. It allowed my parents to really make the transition from growing primarily processing cherries and apples to growing fresh. We still do a lot of processing activity as well, but it allowed us to shift our focus. We had been sort of dabbling with it, but it allowed us to make that change. But the PDR program is really vital to farmers on Old Mission, I think, young farmers on Old Mission, because it's allowed the older generation of growers to extract some value from their land, but it's really designated a large number of farms as permanent farms. So our farm, because both my sister and I are interested in farming, our farm wouldn't really be viable as a farm that incorporates my sister, my parents, and I. So we're at a point where we have to start looking at possibly buying some more land. And it's really nice to know that in the course of buying land, the growers who we might be buying from have already gotten some of the value out of the land, and that we won't be competing against real estate developers. trying to separate the value of land for farmers up here from the value of the agriculture that they're doing on the land is really critical. And I think one of the reasons that PDR is such a powerful tool is that it helps to do that